Well, stick around because you might well see a grown man cry when I go through the costs of everything that I've had done and total up, because I've not even done that myself yet. Hi everyone, welcome back to Brady's Motors. In today's video, I'm going to be going through my experience as Alfa Romeo GT V6 Busso owner. Now, I've had the car 2.5 years, and when I was looking, I shortlisted 3 different GTs that were available at the time. There was this one, which was up at 6k, although the price kept getting reduced on Facebook Marketplace. There was a black one, which again was up at 6k on eBay, and then there was a blue one, which was available on Auto Trader, which was up at 3k. Had no history, only one key, and had a huge dent in one of the wings. So in this video, I'll go through my experience and let you know what happened to those other ones that I was looking at. So did I come out on top? Stick around because you might well see a grown man cry when I go through the costs of everything that I've had done and total up, because I've not even done that myself yet. So before I jump into it, if I could ask you to hit that like and subscribe button, it would really mean the world to me. It would help me grow the channel and get a bit more visibility on the channel and the videos. So let's jump into it, shall we? So yes, welcome back everybody. So as I said, in this video I'm going to be going over ownership costs. So what I've done is I've broken it into 3 different segments. So when I first bought the car, what's happened during my ownership, and then I have broken down into things of that I wanted to do, so the nice to have, so not the necessities. So as soon as I test drove the car, I fell for it straight away as soon as I heard that V6 roar into life. So first off, let's start with the imperfection. So we know the initial purchase price was £3,500. The first thing that I had fixed was the power steering cooling pipe. So the cost of that for parts and labour was £200. There's so much that's gone on, I've got a list. And then we have the bodywork issues, which I walked you through during my first video. So we had the front bumper, we had both seals, we had various other bits across the bodywork of paint imperfections. So the cost of all of that, so that was for a new front bumper, which, because the bumper was horrendous, the crack on the near side, the bend on the off side, various paints work around the body. Oh, at the same time as well, whilst that was going in, I had the near side window regulator and driver's window switch replaced, because that unfortunately stopped working properly. So that was included in this cost as well. So the cost of that parts and labour was £1,900. But after that, everything was great. So we had 12 months of trouble-free driving. Everything was working correctly. It's an Alfa. We had the odd error message pop up on the dash every now and then from electrics. But it looked the dream. It drove like the dream. It was everything I wanted and more. But then life comes at you very, very fast. So what I have here, this is its most recent MOT that it went for early this year, which, let's be honest, it was a catastrophic failure. And this is where the big dent in the wallet came, and this is what nearly brought me to tears. So these are all of the failures. So tyre cords, ply on the near side front, anti-lock braking system warning lamp indicates ABS fault, electronic stability control warning lamp indicates a fault, rear fog lamp not working, windscreen washer provides insufficient water liquid, headlamp aimed too high on the near side, headlamp not working on dip beam on the off side, headlamp leveling device inoperative snapped, drive shaft joint constant velocity boot split or insecure, no longer prevents ingress of dirt on the near side front inner. I don't know why they put this on there, but child seat fitted, not allowed full inspection of adult belt on the offside rear. Just move it. It's not fixed in by our ISOFIX or anything like that. It is literally one you can move. Side repeater slightly discoloured on the offside and the near side. Oil leak, but not excessive. Multiples. Tyre worn close to the legal limit on the offside front. Brake pipe corroded, covered in grease or other material on the near side front. Caliper to flexi. So that's a long list. So there we are. So That was 12 months after all that initial work had been done. So that was already an initial £1,900 outlay. So off to the workshop it goes. And I need to sit up for this bit because this is painful. So due to some of the things that it failed on the MOT for, I sent it to a business that does classic car restorations, used to work on older cars because of part availability. It is getting difficult to get hold of some of the parts. So it went in, so it had the ABS unit stripped, repaired and rebuilt. It had the headlamp leveling rods rebuilt, rear fog light replaced, front fog light replaced, had an O2 sensor replaced, had tyres, ended up needing both of the CV boots on the front. So that's predominantly the MOT failures. But as it was going in for all that work, I figured it's a great time to do some other general maintenance work that I wanted to do. So whilst it was in getting all of that done, it had the coolant tank. The coolant tank looked grubby as anything. So I had that replaced. Whilst at the same time that was coming in, it had the thermostat replaced because the thermostat was getting stuck open. It had been 4 years since the cam belt was replaced, so I figured great time to do the cam belt and the water pump, so that was done as well. But as the head was coming off for all of that work, we saw where the oil leaks were coming from, and they were coming from the sump, the crank shield, and the camshaft. So it went in for, whilst the head was off, it had a new crank seal main, had new sump plug, it had cam gaskets replaced, full service with all 6 spark plugs being replaced at the same time, and it had the brake pipes cleaned up. During the same time it was in the workshop, I had the driver's window shits replaced because the brake had a button broken on the side and it was really, really hard. If you're through a drive-through, you had to open the door to get your food, or if you wanted to do anything outside of the car that revolved the window, you had to open the door. So they also cleaned the engine bay a little bit, which then that flooded one of the injectors, so they had to replace one of the injectors. So then it went back in for its MOT, and it come back as a clean MOT, which that is priceless. On one of these cars, a clean MOT, I'm hoping that stays the same for the next MOT next year. So all of that work, which that was a long, extensive list and some big jobs in there, all in for that work was £2,500. Ouch. It's getting expensive. So after all of that, shortly after, we realised one of the errors on the MOT failure was around the offside headlamp. That turned out to be the xenon unit itself. So we tried replacing the bulb, it worked intermittently. We realised the ballast was not working correctly, so we changed the ballast. That then was intermittent again, so we stripped the light down and realised it was actually one of the wires that had corroded. So I had to find a new xenon unit itself. So I found an absolute bargain searching through Facebook Marketplace. I found a GT being broken from a breaker down south, down in Cornwall somewhere. They stripped the xenon unit for me, 30 quid with post and packaging. So it cost me £47 in total, which for a xenon unit for one of these cars, that is an absolute steal. Those units should be at least £150 to £200 per unit. So I figured it's worth the gamble for 30 quid. And lo and behold, it actually works. So if I'd have just bought that unit in the first place, it would have been a complete bargain. So given the fact that I did replace the bulb, I did replace the ballast, I have counted that into the cost of that replacement unit. So all in, I've put that at £300, there or thereabouts. It might be 310, it might be 290. I haven't looked at all of the figures. I've just roughed that out. So, so that is again more money to the pot. So then that moves into the nice to haves. Now, the nice to haves are things I've wanted to do just to improve the look of the car. They weren't necessities, they weren't stopping the car from running. So the first thing I picked out was the alloys. The original alloys that were on there, they were only 17 inch. They didn't really fill the wheel gap. It didn't look good. And these look really good with the jet fin alloys on there. A bit bigger, so I had them done. Again, I found a bargain, £200 on eBay. Brilliant, including tyres. So bought them. I actually sold the original wheels for 100 quid. So in theory, you take that off the cost of the wheels that I've purchased. It's not too bad. And then the other thing I'd done was the lip spoiler. I added that just by myself because I figured it just gives the rear a little stance. So again, that wasn't a necessity, and that was £70. No labour to fit that because I've done it myself. So there we go. The total, all in, taking off the bits that I can sell, because I'm going to be selling the 40 head unit, the 40 Xenon unit, because there's a guy in the Alfa owners group that buys them, fixes them up, and sells them back on. The cost, all in, including the cost of the car, which we know was £3,500, we are looking at £8,500, give or take £50, £60 either side. So what do you think? Do you think it's a good investment? Do you think I've overspent? But I mentioned at the start of the video that I looked at 3 GTs. I had 3 on my shortlist. So what happened to them? Did I luck out with this one? Did I make a big mistake? The black one I was looking at, which was up at 6k, I know the guy that was selling that one wasn't going to accept anything less than 5,500 because I had many conversations with him. The person who bought that group is in the Alfa group. They've unfortunately had many issues with it. The car was advertised as clean. It was far from it. It ended up needing head gasket, it needed the seals, it needed floor plans, it had a gearbox failure, amongst other little bits that went wrong with it as well. So unfortunately for that one, it didn't go as planned for that owner. But then the other blue one that I was seeing, which was at 3k, no history, 1 key, had a big dent in one of the wings. That one was passed around the owners group with multiple different people, ended up being broken for parts because it had so many gremlins in there. No one could fix them. No one could understand what was going on with it. So in the grand scheme of things, I think I've come out well. In terms of what I've paid for the car, yes, there's some things that still need to be done. I think in the future, it's an Alfa GT. The seals will need completely redoing in terms of rust. That's just a given. That will need to be done. They're okay at the moment. Maybe in a couple of years, they might need doing. Fingers crossed. I want to do the window tint. I need to get the O2 sensor done, but then that's it, complete. So what do you think? I think I've come out okay. But do you know what? Given the choice, would I do it all over again? Absolutely. Oh,